Hey everyone, welcome back to another stock market open live stream. Good luck on the internet connection today. Hopefully it works great. Okay, well, let me know. I'm sure y'all will. But anyway, let's find out what's going on today. Today, I find it very interesting that we've got a little bit of a move down in good old BT sizzle, and the concern there is why did the psychology of enthusiasm start waning as Michael Saylor sort of started running into, hey, we're going to do another $5 billion of buying? This I thought was very interesting. It's possible that this could end up spurring some profit taking in crypto, though it could also just be a normal sort of retracement that's happening right before you're getting to this next threshold. This next threshold really is sitting at 100 and, obviously 100 psychologically, but also about 102,000 for a fib retracement level. So it's not uncommon to have a rejection right before that. In fact, in this morning's alpha report, I was talking about Robinhood, and what I talked about was how yesterday I said I thought that we might end up seeing Robinhood reject on its way to 40. And if you look at what happened at Robinhood, that is exactly what we ended up seeing yesterday. You saw this run at open to get towards 40. This is on, I believe, let's see here, 30-minute candlestick. We saw this run towards 40 and we did get rejected. So now my take on this, and a lot of this is broken down in the alpha report, so I highly encourage you watch or read the alpha report from this morning. But something that I'm really watching for is if you go over to the Qs, I actually think the NASDAQ is going to be what needs to guide crypto higher. So if you want to see Bitcoin start really rallying again and really solidify that 100 figure, I think what we really need is the NASDAQ 100 to hit some new highs. Right now, we did end up yesterday up 16 basis points, so we didn't end up red, but I want you to see the trend of yesterday. We'll go to the average candle, and then you'll be able to see the trend of yesterday a little bit better. There we go. This is the 5-minute average on the Qs yesterday. And you can see while we were rising the day before, which was Friday, yesterday we basically got rejected off this trend line, 511, which today rises to about 511.11. We got rejected there, and we essentially bled out throughout the day. And the concern there is, hey, what is potentially going to happen today with the NASDAQ? If we end up getting the NASDAQ 100 selling down today, it might end up driving Bitcoin into the 80s rather. So I would be very, very careful in watching very closely rather what the NAS does today as a guide. And okay, also not a surprise that right after Bassett sort of waters down Donald Trump's tariffs, Donald Trump says, "Oh, don't worry, my tariffs will be bigly. In fact, watch my executive action on 25% tariffs on, Canada and Mexico." This is obviously going to be something that a lot of folks look at today, especially in the bond market. We had a great day in the bond market yesterday, great rally. I do expect some give back today in the bond market, super micro and end phase, though I personally see those as buying opportunities, not as concerning dips. But we'll see. And I think that's also reiterated by what you're getting with Neil Kashkari's, bullish commentary on inflation yesterday. Anyway, let's go. Let's see if we can actually get the bell today.
They've bought good Permian. They have fantastic Gulf of Mexico. But
okay, I'll just keep that muted for a second as we get closer to the bell. Will Rivian bleed out or be taken out by Volkswagen? Well, Rivian honestly is probably moving a lot right now. Somebody says, when's it going to take you to realize Bitcoin's uncorrelated? Yeah. From a trader's perspective, I've seen Bitcoin switch between leading and lagging. I'm not saying it's always correlated. It depends on the day. But Rivian, you probably want to wait until the Volkswagen buying pressure goes away, and then you could see some more realistic analysis. Let's take a look at this.
A Hong Kong-based company reselling recycled consumer electronic devices.
that's interesting. example historically.
Sounds like people are
I've used your
booing.
phone when you trade your phone in to get people hooked on
Why does that?
super.
It sounds like a riot. It literally sounded like a riot at the stock exchange today. Did anybody else notice that? Like usually it's literally just cheering. I swear I feel like I heard booing. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Okay, well, whatever. I guess that's the New York Stock Exchange for you today. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how the Qs get moving today. I'm hopeful that we go positive today. So let's see what we get. Okay, 40 basis points. That's a good start. That's a very good start on the Qs. Look at that. Excellent start on the Qs. So let's see if they can hold this. This is just the first minute right now. So we're going to see this. You know, Gavin Newsom did give a little bit of a hammer there to Tesla yesterday. I'm actually very frustrated about that. Not only do I think it's bad for Tesla, but I also think it's very unfortunate for quite frankly America. Sure. Okay. Oh, come on, come on. Hey here. Yeah, no, we should be good. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry, it cut in and out there a couple times. Here, let me fix that really quickly. I'm just gonna plug into the computer, and then it usually works. Okay, let's see if that solves it. I think that solves it. I think if I'm plugged in with this microphone and I have it on airplane mode, it seems to work very well. So we'll see what happens. All right, very good. So let's see here. So Qs are rising nicely into the open, which is very, very good. I want to see if this can hold. Also, Supermicro's giving back today. This is not uncommon to see a give back. In fact, I mentioned in this alpha report this morning that I would be waiting for a negative 5% to potentially buy the dip on both Enphase and Supermicro. And you're getting a little bit of that right now. It looks like you're starting to bounce a bit here. I mean, you're at 8%. I personally think that's an opportunity because I think it's on the way to 44. And it's not uncommon. The stock is very volatile. In fact, on NVIDIA earnings day, it was down 9%, and then it rocketed like 30% in the next 3 days. So I think that's pretty healthy. Let's see here. Oops. Looks like we're moving on Bitcoin. We lost a 92 there for a second, but we're actually starting to pop up. And look at that, folks. Look at that. Right as the market opens, once we start confirming this sort of, you know, we're at 3 or 4 green candles now on the NASDAQ. What happens? The Qs move up. Or sorry, Bitcoin moves up. This is why I was saying in the alpha report this morning that I think if you want to see Bitcoin come up, you really need to see the NAS come up. And the NASDAQ is now up 52 basis points. That's very good. It was only up about half of this moments ago. And Bitcoin is at least following it at this point. Let's see if it can hold. We've got Tesla now up 1%. Remember, you've got a big rejection level at 347. It's not good news that we lost 347, and it does mean we have a good potential of going back to 318. So if you're looking for a buying opportunity, it is possible we're going to revisit 318. You've got NVIDIA popping off about 2% today. Looks like you're kind of getting sort of a flip back of what you had yesterday. You know, yesterday you had mortgage companies rallying and Supermicro and Enphase rallying and NVIDIA selling off and the Qs selling off and Bitcoin selling off. Today it looks like you have almost the exact opposite of that, at least to start the day. Let's see how it continues. The first 15 minutes of the day are always pretty crazy. So let's see here. So, by the way, I'm curious, how is the quality of this audio? Because I have my travel mic, but I kind of threw it on the floor because I wanted to try the iPhone audio up close and see what y'all think about it. So let's see here. Then what else we have? We have BTC 92.5 and Palantir. Okay, getting a little bit of a run here. So some positivity here. Come on out. Amazon, there we go. 204. Tesla's struggling a little bit to hold on. Trying to zoom out a little bit on these 1-mins so we can see these a little bit more clearly. There we go. And of course, watching the cues here will be pretty important. Audio fine, good, nothing wrong with it, nice sound. Okay, good. Oh, good. Everybody's good with it. Yeah, good. Okay, great. Okay, very good. Let's take a brief listen. I just want to see what are they saying over at CNBC because they're talking Rivian. So I'm gonna pop over to them for a moment, and let's see if they're saying anything interesting about Rivian.
$6 billion does not build a giant auto factory.
But it's a start.
Yes.
But
Now,
it is a start.
okay, and what happened when I went to the Lamborghini factory? Go ahead. I put a Tic Tac on the floor and then ate it.
Oh,
You can't do that in a Maverick. You can't do that at a
Delicious.
Bronco factory. No, I put a Tic Tac on the floor.
I believe you.
Domenico
You ate
said, "Go eat
spam
it."
juice on our air.
Yeah,
Next thing you know,
I've
you'll
been
be
to
drinking
recently
fracking fluid.
Fracking fluid happens to have a great
the Gigafactory
consistency.
in Austin, which is formidable.
I think that the pumpkin spam juice was my greatest sacrifice since I've
Watching
come to work
you
here.
drink that spam.
Okay, see this is always the problem that I have when I pop over to CNBC. They end up just talking complete nonsense. It's like, hey man, like the market just opened, the sticks are moving, and y'all are talking about it like you have a banner of Rivian, and y'all are talking about juice. This is ridiculous. Anyway, all right. So, all right. Wow, what happened with Rivian? Rivian was rallying at the open. And again, I think a lot of this has to do with the buying pressure that Volkswagen has put on the stock. So this recent 20% move is probably heavily driven by Volkswagen. I don't know that it will last, just because they're in a little bit of a tough spot when it comes to profitability. Still not selling profitable models. The company's losing money. They've got maybe a year and a half of cash, maybe, if that. And so you're really in this precarious position if you do end up going into a recession and the electric vehicle tax credits are gone, which are only about half for Rivian, but still 3750 is a big deal, right? So it makes a difference in people's buying decisions. Which, by the way, reminds me, if you go to MetKevin, that's one T, metkevin.com/Tesla. This is actually news on Tesla. They have now increased the referral benefits to $2,000. And I've noticed that because people are under the impression that Trump is going to get rid of the tax credits, a lot of people are actually trying to pull the trigger on a Tesla before the tax credits go away. That way you could get the tax credit and the referral. And so again, this is MetKevin, MET1E, metkevin.com/Tesla. And you could get $2,000 off. This was remarkable. Look at this. The Cybertruck, you could get $2,000 off, which is really cool that the referral applies to the Cybertruck. The S and X get $2,000 off. So they just updated that to increase the benefits of these. I also find it really remarkable that you can now get a Model S for $66,000. I mean, it used to cost like $120,000 to get the S, but that was the S Plaid. Let me see what the Plaid goes for now. Kevin referral applied, $2,000 off. The Plaid, cash, no savings. Oh, okay, yeah, it's still $90,000 if you want the Plaid without the savings that they're including. That's interesting. But what about the Cybertruck? That's the one. Like, I'm still jumping up and down about the Cybertruck, honestly. $2,000 off your new Cybertruck. That's pretty cool. Go to cash, exclude the benefits. And then, yeah, the $2,000 applies. That's great. So you get the $2,000 off. And I think the difference between the all-wheel and the Cyber Beast is the all-wheel actually has like 24 miles of range more, but you are sacrificing about 1.5 seconds on the 0 to 60, 4.1, which honestly, I'm kind of okay. Like, I'd be okay with that. I still got the Cyber Beast myself. But anyway, I thought it was very interesting. So somebody here says, love the alpha report. Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, I think, anyway, so that's that on the, let me finish this thought really quickly. I think this is really cool. Tesla is doing this. I do, by the way, oh, look at this. Now they're doing take delivery by December 31st and get 3 months of FSD and supercharging. That's actually, Tesla's really trying to crank Q4 because I think they realize the credits are going away. So they have to have a banger Q4. And I actually think they're going to pull off a banger Q4. And I think that's why they're doing these referrals and they've got the expiring tax credits and everything. So a lot of enthusiasm around Tesla right now for that. But they'll have to take it in price, when the credits go away. Otherwise, they might not be as competitive anymore. Also, the used inventory. There's a lot of used inventory to consider as well. Okay, so that's Tesla. As far as you don't buy a car to like make money. Okay, somebody's like, oh, but it loses value when you buy new. No shit. Like, what planet do you live on where you buy a brand new car and it doesn't lose value? Like, welcome to Finance 101. I'm not telling you to buy a car because it's going to go up in value, especially on a new one. Of course, you're going to lose like 10% the second you drive it off the lot. It's not a finance decision. It's a we work hard to play hard decision. It's a play hard decision. That should be obvious. That's ludicrous to even suggest. Anyway, as far as the person who's shouting at the alpha report, thank you for saying that. And I enjoy making it. I really enjoy putting it together every day. So I hope you enjoy it as well. Okay, Q's is now losing steam a little bit. Let's go back to the charts here. Let's go to Weebdest. Yeah. Okay, already losing steam a little bit. I mean, this is just the nature of the early market. Look at this. It's just not ideal. So Tesla lost steam, and the Q's lost steam as well already. Okay, we're only 12 minutes into the day here, and you've lost steam on the Q's and Tesla. Hopefully, that's just sort of like a settling and a floor. You really don't want all this stuff to turn red. And again, I'm waiting for like -5% on end phase to maybe buy the dip here. I said that in the alpha report this morning. You've got the -5 on Supermicro. This is a supernatural give back after the momentum that we've had. I think these two are supported by really strong fundamentals though. So, you're still bounced off. You still bounced off $60 and you're at $69. It's amazing. So, oh, and there goes Tesla again. Look at that. Wow. There must be a lot of people hitting that referral link, mettkevin.com/Tesla. It's a paid affiliate, but I kind of use it as, honestly, I use it as more of a way to track what's going on with people's desirability for buying Teslas. Because if I mention the Tesla referral link and nobody, like I don't get any sign up links, then I'm kind of like, oh no, is the economy weakening? But lately, I get an email at least once a day where I get another like, thank you for referring so-and-so. And I'm like, all right, people are still buying Teslas. So it's kind of a little bit of like a sentiment tool. I find that very interesting. And then I can report back to you on that. Okay, anyway, look at this. Apple actually bouncing off 233. It's had a lot of trouble getting above this range here. So this is actually bullish Apple right here. Look at this. You're finally breaking above this range right here. I mean, if you could actually break the 230s, you might be on your way to the 270s. That's going to be one to pay attention to. That's very interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. Play hard decision. You've gone so far from guns and butter. Are you kidding me? Like, you think when I bought my Model X, it was a gun that lost value and depreciated? Like, nothing's changed. You think when I bought a brand new Toyota Prius in 2011, it wasn't a butter purchase? Listen, like, first of all, I think some of you are just like waking up in a bad mood, or you're having a bad day, or you're just cranky. I don't know. Maybe you got a stick up your butt or something like that. I can work hard and make money and make investments. And then if I want to spend money on a nice tuxedo or a Cybertruck, guess what? I get to do that. I get to blow my money on a vacation or a ski trip or a nice car or the new iPhone 16. Maybe you're just bitter, and that is a you problem. So suck it. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, Q's recovering here. So let's see here. Okay, I like the stability here around 509. I'd really like to see closer to 511 here. And if we can hold the 50 basis points, we might actually be able to get to 511 here. And breaking out of 511, I think is required to actually get Bitcoin back to 100. So if we can break 511 and then break the 516 all-time high on the Qs, that's where the money shot is. That would be fantastic. Okay, let's take a quick look at, I want to see what's going on in Doomerville. Okay, let's see here. So it's mostly just tariff talk. About 4 basis points uninverted on the yield curve. We are looking at, let's see here, gold recovering a little bit after its sell-off. We did get some home price figures this morning. Let me pull those up in just a moment. Stand by. Let's log in. I must log in again. Okay, that'll just take a moment. Actually, what we might do is take a brief listen to our Doomer Boomer. Where is our Doomer Boomer? Doomer Boomer. Share screen. Dab. Here he is. All right, let's listen in briefly here while I pull up some of the news.
Rodgers and Hart.
You are.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'm more of a. I'm a musical guy. What can I tell you?
I happen to like them too because Ella is so good, but I get my kicks.
Still not talking about stocks.
Young people are like, what are they talking
Yeah, what
about?
are they talking about?
What
It's
are
the
they
canon.
talking about?
It's the canon.
Young people? There's no young people watching us.
That's not true. Because we talk about Ethereum and joking.
We didn't get to Bitcoin this block.
Let's
I know.
you want to
just
talk
hear-
about MicroStrategy? It's barely down.
Mr. We don't call it. Younger people call it Mr.
Mr.
MSTR.
Mr.
That's how you identify
keep-
when you go into that stupid place you
MicroStrategy
went
keeps
into with
selling
sandwich,
stock
whatever it
to
was.
buy
No.
Bitcoin that gets valued on their balance sheet at multiples of
No.
the actual.
No, nobody is calling it Mr. Nobody. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. No. I've tried 3 times now. I'm just embarrassed to even put that on this channel. Those the haters in the chat. Fortunately, there are very few of them, but those losers, they should go watch Jimbo. Boomer Doomer. All right. Us educated folks who don't have time to shit on people, we're going to actually look at what the big boys are doing today. All right. Interesting. The yield curve that matters most is inverting by Simon White, macro strategist. The fanfare that followed the 210s disinversion in September. Let's see here. Dealer balance sheets have become weighed down with treasuries, impacting their ability to provide equity and bond leverage to the market. But a disinversion in the 310 would signal that carry traders will come back as a source of demand for treasuries, allowing dealers to disperse their inventory. That would ease the risk of a sudden withdrawal of leverage, allowing deeply negative swap spreads to start rising in. Let me look at what the 310 is. The 310 is really a proxy for just where the Fed funds rate is and near-term rates. Let me see. So if I go 10.3, usually I don't use the 10.3. Okay, well, hold on. So it's the 3-month is such a near-term vehicle. Okay, come on. 3-month. I'll just run it like this. The 3-month right now is at 4.5. So yeah, you're definitely upside down again. 4.5 here, and then the 10-year, you're about 20 basis points inverted on that level there. All right, let's keep going here. So let's see here. 210. Yeah, Jack just woke up, so he's coughing. It's like his morning routine. Okay, so let's go to let me look at the 210 quickly too. So the 210 right now puts us at only 2.5 basis points uninverted. And yesterday we went inverted again, which is just freaking crazy. Let's see. Trump trade set to widen rift between stocks and bonds. So much for the best and bounds. A day after bond traders got to react to Besant, the Trump trade is back in the headlines and bonds are selling down again a little bit. Well, of course, you're going to have some retracement. And yes, Trump wanted to steal some of the limelight again. So that's not a surprise. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Yance. Shake off the haters. I personally enjoy watching shine. Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. $50. That's incredibly nice. Chip stocks and energy gain as tariffs sink car makers. S&P minis higher. The gains are concentrated in relatively few industries: chip stocks, energy, and banks. Broad swaths of the market are trading lower in the pre-market from Monday's close, led by autos and consumer durables. That's after Trump threatened to impose additional tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, the biggest sources of U.S. imports. Right. I mean, keep in mind, even Tesla wanted to build a gigafactory in Mexico because of the benefits of really just building in North America and sort of near-shoring, especially since your cost per labor in California is like $20 an hour, and in Mexico it's like $3.50 per hour. In China it's probably even less. So very, very different lifestyles, eh? It's crazy the wealth disparities. Okay, what else do we have here? Euphoria for retail darlings is wavering. Recent underperformance of retail favorites like Nvidia and Bitcoin relative to the S&P 500 could be a sign that momentum, which has driven a record-setting rally across risk assets, is showing signs of waning. If the divergence widens, they may challenge the rally's fundamentals, even as seasonal patterns remain supportive. Stretched valuations and elevated equity allocations also leave little room for margins of error, or leave little margin for error. Leveraged ETFs, which amplify retail trades, have added volatility risks, and there are signs of pockets of worry that are starting to appear. Hedging activity is on the rise, with funds allowing turbocharged bets against Bitcoin seeing their highest daily inflows. Cracks in risk sentiment starting to appear, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so those are some of the doomer talks. At the same time, the Qs honestly keep rising. We're almost at 510, trying to get to that 511 level. Okay, so that's some of the boomer news. Then we've got, let's see here. Oh, thank you. $20 from Brady. Kevin, home builder in Southern Utah here. I'm here for your insights, dedication to your audience, and work ethic. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I want to build in Utah. We got to meet up. I want to build. It's actually something we're thinking about doing actually, we're more than thinking about doing it. But House Hack's probably going to do ADUs in California. Because it's super, super lucrative to do those in California. The yields on them are great. It's one of the reasons we can throw 5% on the bonds we're offering right now at HouseHack, and you get 100% of the upside on the stock. That's at househack.com. Read the PPM. That's because the yield on ADUs is so good. But then also developing in Utah, way more desirable than raw development in California. So big fan. we got to talk, and I need to steal some lessons. Anyway, so what do we have here? FHFA house price index month over month comes in up 0.7% versus the survey of 0.3%. So that's a beat on home prices. And the prior month was revised up. CoreLogic month over month, 20 city average up 0.18%. Also up. CoreLogic, a non-seasonally adjusted year over year, up 4.57%. And year over year, US HPI year over year, that is 3.89%. So still getting growth in home prices, not seeing a deterioration there yet. And let's take a look at else. We talked about Trump's 25% tariffs we've touched on, talked about Gavin Newsom and, the nonsense that's affecting Tesla for tax credits, not great. The yield curve's disinversion. What matters most? Yeah, we touched on this a little bit already. Okay. All right, let's go back to see what's going on with the sticks. Okay. And present the window. All right, what do we have here? So we have, okay, Q's once again losing steam. Now only up 45 basis points, still up above the open of the day, but you are losing some steam here. The discount on super micro strategy is already ending. My target today in the alpha report was minus 5% for end phase and super micro on a buy the dip, a retracement. You're at about negative 3.5 right now, end phase, and negative 5.7 on super micro. I do think this dip will be bought. Palantir rotating roughly flat. Note, you've now rejected on Palantir twice now. You have rejected the 67.23 level or lost it. That is a red flag for Palantir. Okay. Peloton's still trying to get to $10. Yeah, but it has lost that previously. Let's see if it can actually break out of that and hold anything here. Wow, Nvidia basically just gave up its attempt at a rally again. You had a nice move there on Nvidia at the open, and that has just given up. HIMS was up like 15% yesterday, so it's not a horrible surprise that it's also down 5% today. So you're just sort of getting a little bit of a give back and a little bit of a reversal after the volatility of yesterday. Again, not a terrible surprise, especially in the face of the Trump tariffs. Which again, I think if you get a weak jobs report, like Donald, there's no way you're going to get the Trump tariffs because you just get a little bit of weak data. You know, there's just no way. You're just not going to see the tariffs. My take. We'll see. Okay, Q's now at 38 basis points. Let's pull SPY. SPY up 21. Let's go DJX to get the Dow Jones Industrial down about 0.5%. Jumping over to Hood. Robin Hood can't hold 40. Continues to get rejected at 40. Pretty powerful number. Might get closer to $30 now since it keeps losing. And Disney just can't keep it above 317. Or sorry, 117. Okay, Meta is trying to go back up. Let's go to the average candlesticks here, and we're going to go to the day chart. You can see it's trying to recover a little bit here, but the trend has been pretty clearly down, so we'll see if any of that can actually hold on Meta. Nicely off peaks, though not as far off peaks as it used to be. 571 divided by 602.95. It's only about a 5.3% move off of this. Let's take a look at GameStop. Have we broken $30 yet? Yes, we have. We've broken 30. We are sitting right at the $30.57 line. It's up 3.2% today. If we can hold 30.57, we might be on our way to 36.94. Mark that line on your charts. AM Sizzle 490. Really been trading here sideways for quite a while, though it may end up following GameStop. So pay attention. The level on Nvidia, request from the commentary here. It's very difficult to say. I mean, it should be on its way to 164 based on how good the numbers were. It's had a little bit of a rough time after earnings actually getting to 164. So there's a possibility settling back closer to 125 might happen before you actually get a 164 rally. It's because it seems like you're almost at sort of max enthusiasm for Nvidia, and it's very difficult to keep getting buyers at these points. Next line for Supermicro is 44. Again, not uncommon to have a give back after you have a 15% day, and so I would suspect we're still on our trajectory towards 44, absent obviously some larger shock. Tesla holding on to about 0.5%. Rivian settling down at about 1.5% to the downside. Not too bad. And Qs, I mean, these are the average candlesticks here, but you can see they're struggling. They're struggling once you get to about 510 there. So really some resistance to getting to new highs. And again, if the Qs can't hold these levels, I don't think Bitcoin is going to hold in the 90s either. Somebody says, why is GM tanking? Probably because, I mean, I wonder if GM has a bunch of plants in Mexico. Let's see here. GM's manufacturing plants. Yep. US, Mexico, and Canada. That's very interesting. Their Ontario facility does Silverado trucks. Second Ontario facility does electric vehicle delivery vans. Chevy Blazer and Equinox is assembled in Mexico. And so is the GMC Terrain in Mexico, as well as the Silverado and Sierra in Mexico. So it's the assembly and manufacturing essentially businesses that they do have diversified. Probably honestly diversified because of the U.S. MCA alliance. Yeah, AppLovin has definitely had some insane momentum, like absolutely insane. I mean, you could see their earnings right here. After earnings, they popped up to a close of 240, and it's literally gone up to 324 after that. It has been a momentum play at this point. I will quickly look at the fundies on it. We've done fundies on them before. You know, my coffee cup is my stand for my microphone right now. It's honestly incredible that y'all seem to suggest, most of you seem to suggest that this iPhone is actually pretty good, except when I wobble it around. Now, what is also very interesting is if you watched my video yesterday in the gondola, the audio was actually very echoey. But guess what ended up happening? I turned on the iPhone audio AI or whatever, and it basically made it pretty freaking good. I mean, you can go watch it. It's all straight out of the iPhone. The tech is getting really good. Okay, new home sales just in. Big miss on estimates. New home sales month over month down 17.3%. I mean, this is a horrible season as well. I'm not sure if these new home sales are seasonally adjusted. 610 versus the 725 expected. Consumer confidence pretty much at expectations, but it's like 1 basis point under. So let's see here. Okay. The iPhone mic is good. I didn't even notice it was from your iPhone. Yeah. Yeah, it's honestly it's incredible. Actually, you know what? If I could steal y'all, hey Jack, could you do me a favor? Could you grab that microphone out of that bag right there? We're gonna try something. We're gonna do an experiment together, and then we're gonna keep looking at it. No, behind you, there is a microphone. No, in that. Yep, you should see a microphone in there. Yep, that's it. And we're gonna compare. I'm a little nervous to compare because it should be substantially better, but I'm kind of hoping it's only marginally better. Because if it's only marginally better, then I don't have to carry this whole thing around. See, think about this. Look at this. Okay, carry all of this around when you're traveling, or just the iPhone, right? So I'm trying to consolidate just to the iPhone for efficiency's sake, but I also want to provide you all quality. So I'm going to compare now. Who knows? Maybe it's a million times better and just make the iPhone sound like crap. Okay, hold on. All right, we're going to switch around. All right, so this is the iPhone, and look, the standing one it should be substantially better, but is the iPhone good enough compared to it? Like, that's the question, right? So, well, okay, hold on, it's not showing up. Well, it kind of has to show up. Stand by for the microphone. I don't think that is it. Nope. Okay, hold on. I have to try something different. Different cable. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just plug it directly in. Okay, here we go. All right. So hopefully this one's seen as good enough, but just to compare, this is the desk mic. Sorry. It probably is a lot better, but again, like, is it much better? Is it worth carrying around? Maybe say like worth carrying around, or iPhone's good enough. And now we're back to the iPhone. Okay, so we'll see what y'all think. All right, in the meantime, let's go back to the sticks. So let's see here. Back to the sticks. Okay. Oh, look, Nvidia's back up to 1%, so that's pretty good. Okay, somebody says good enough. iPhone is. Are you serious? People are saying iPhone is better. That's crazy. Either iPhone better or good enough. No freaking way. Okay. Yeah. I'll do a poll because honestly, I was really doubting this, and then we'll look at some sticks some more. So you're getting a little bit of what looks like a recovery just based on this one. Okay. So, and I'll do another sample really quick, and then we won't waste time on that anymore. Appreciate your help. Okay. Poll. Okay, so the poll I'm gonna run is which is better? iPhone good enough? Use desk mic. Okay, I'm gonna do one more sample, and then I'm just gonna go to the sticks. Okay, the poll is live. Sent you a message on X, Brady. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'll take a look at your message on X. I appreciate it. Okay, now I'm gonna do, maybe we'll make a video together. Okay, so this is iPhone again. This is the desk mic again. This is the desk mic. We'll look at the sticks with the desk mic for a moment. GameStop rallying about 3% right now. You are really sitting at that line. Watch this line for a breakout. Very important. You've got Nvidia trying to come back up about 1%, and so are the Qs. You've got a little bit of a recovery there on the Qs. It should mean Tesla's moving up. It is. It does exactly mean that. If we keep getting the Qs green, we're probably going to 347 on Tesla, and then you're probably going to set up for. Okay, back to the iPhone mic, so you could vote in that poll. Is the iPhone mic good enough, or should I carry around the desk mic? Okay, very good. So, what else here? It's a market that's kind of neutral today. That's somewhat how I felt today as well. It's like just things feel neutral today. So very interesting. Very interesting. And by the way, when people say iPhone is good enough, it's very interesting because it shows you, like, imagine being the manufacturer of these mics, right? So you think about the deflation that you're causing. I want you to think about this from an economic point of view. Okay, the iPhone has a tiny little built-in mic, right? It probably has some, processing in the audio as well, right? But I want you to think about this for a moment. This Yeti mic probably costs somewhere around, I don't know, 100 to 150 bucks, right? But then you have to get the USB cable for it, and then you got to get this little thingy majiggy for it, with that clamps on for the pop filter or whatever. So you're probably 150 to 200 bucks. That 150 to $200 no longer has to be spent if you all think that this iPhone mic, which you're listening to right now, is good enough. That bestows pricing power on Apple. It bestows deflation on the consumer because now the value of the iPhone is going up. What I have to basically pay for it goes down because I can net out this other stuff, and I'm not spending money on this other stuff, which actually is negative to GDP because I'm spending less money on crap that I don't need anymore. Right? Now think about this too. I no longer have to carry all this crap around, which means I can have smaller travel bags. Right? And that's another thing that takes away from. And this is heavy. This setup right here probably weighs. This is probably 3 pounds. 3 pounds. So that's more fuel consumption on a plane, more crap to lug around. You need a bigger bag. Then you have to get a bigger rental car for it. Like, it's amazing. If you could really consolidate down to just using the iPhone, amazing. I mean, you look at the gondola yesterday, I'm in the gondola yesterday with no external audio at all. And I'm just using the iPhone mic. The iPhone audio used to be complete trash. And there is not a single person commenting a complaint about the audio, at least that I saw, of the audio quality on the gondola while I was, coming down from the ski slopes yesterday. That's insane. That is deflationary. That is such pricing. That is massive PP for Tesla. And it is terrible for all these other companies. Can startups contact robohack.ai to be considered for an investment? Yeah, I don't mind that. Just email invest@robohack.ai. That's our VC that we launched. I can't believe it's already a 7-figure VC. We don't have a lot of accredited slots left, but if you're interested in it, you can go to robohack.ai. The DocuSign links should finally be working now. I think we've spent like 6 or 7 hours on the phone with DocuSign customer support. It's kind of embarrassing. And that's why I'm going to poop on DocuSign. But oh well. All right, we'll go back to the sticks here for a moment. So, Jack wants to know what the results of the poll are. Good point, Jack. I kind of forgot. Okay, let me press the results of the poll quickly. And the results of the holy crap. Dude. 83% of you said the iPhone was good enough. Holy smokes. That's actually pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Wow. But you look amateur. Who cares? You're here to look at the sticks. I'm traveling too. So how much can a family of 5 expect to pay for a 1-week ski trip in Colorado? Well, it depends what quality of hotel you want. I recommend the Epic Pass, by the way. I'm not sponsored by Epic or whatever. I wish I was. I would pitch this all day long. I love skiing, but I found that lift tickets have just gotten so obscenely expensive. When I always like for 15 years, I've always gotten the day passes. Always gotten the day passes. And I found that lift tickets have just gotten so obscenely expensive. You're spending like $200 to $250 a day sometimes for a lift ticket, which is just absolutely stupid. And so I got the Epic Pass this year for all of us, and it's really, really good because you get so many different locations. Epic coverage, and I'll tell you my faves on here. Okay, so where's the map? Why do they make it so hard? Epic Pass Mountains. View all regions. Here we go. They should have a little map that you could look at. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so okay. Oh, they make you kind of zoom into these different areas. Okay, so over here you have North Star, which is really good. North Star Truckee, great resort over here. Highly recommend. Over here, you've got Whistler and Blackcomb. They combine. You get both of the mountains. Highly recommend. It's great. I have not skied Midwest or East. And then over here, I've done, unfortunately, Aspen. You're not going to get Snowmass, which is a bummer, but you'll get Vail and Breckenridge, which I will be skiing this year, but I have not yet. And then, of course, over here, you get the Park City Mountain Resort and the canyons in Utah. Best right here. Like, this is the best. If you get a powder coming to Park City, go there. So great heads up. And you could snowboard at all those locations too. You just can't snowboard at Deer Valley. It's too hoity-toity. But Deer Valley's a very quality resort. But anyway, what can you expect to spend? I mean, if you already had the Epic passes, I don't know, I'd say like $400 a night for a hotel, double that for food and other stuff that you spend on. So for 7, you're probably going to spend $6K, plus your passes. Then you got to get there too. It's for $6 to $8K. Vacations aren't cheap. Okay, so all right. Well, Bitcoin's stable, which is good. Let's go. Let's zoom out just a little. All right, this is the 30-min. You really got this recovery driven by the Qs, but I'm telling you, this is a pathetic recovery on the Qs. It's pretty anemic. At least it's green though, so it could just be a very boring day. Like honestly, this morning in the alpha report, I'm like, I don't have like a conviction on a direction here. I just think there's going to be a buy the dip opportunity on Enphase and Supermicro, and there have been. And I'm a big fan of those because I think they're fundamentally supported. You just have momentum opportunities that give you buying opportunities. But especially after a huge rally, 10 to 15% days like yesterday. But I don't have conviction to say which way this is going to go today. You might actually end up even just bleeding into the rest of the day. So I have no idea. But you've got some ceilings to work with. Tesla ceiling, watch the 347 level if we do go bullish. And then again, if you want to see Bitcoin push really get above 95,000 again, you really need the Qs to get to 511 on a day trade move. But for me, I'm just like, this is a consolidation pattern. This is disgusting. I can't trade this. This is boring. So I'll go back to my real entertainment, which is some fundamental analysis in the course member live stream. So very good, very good. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're dumping in Aspen right now. Love it here. Lived in Colorado since '93 and don't plan on leaving anytime soon. It's funny you say that. I actually mentioned to Jack that we should go skiing in Colorado this upcoming weekend because you guys are getting like 8 to 12 inches of snow and there's gonna be so much freaking powder. And Jack's like, nah, man, I don't want to go this weekend. And I'm like, okay, I'll take Max. But yeah, it's yeah, whatever, dude. So yeah, no, you guys are getting some nice juice over there. Anyway, uh, all right. When docu hack, I know, right? Oh, I don't think you can be competitive on that. Fed minutes do come out at 11 today. Yeah, somebody says love Breaking Range. Yep, I'm excited to go there. So all right, folks, I gotta go. Thank you very much. Make sure to get your alpha report, okay? Shout out to all of those of you on it. I mean, there are tens of thousands of you on it. So if you haven't joined it yet, I don't know why you're not part of it yet. Anyway, thanks for being here, folks. I got to go to the course member live. We'll see y'all soon. I'll check your X message after the, what's it called? The course member live. All right, see y'all. Goodbye. Good luck. What? Quickly. Look at the Qs are dipping as I'm leaving. What is this? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You just got another leg down there on the Qs. Yeah, even Tesla. I don't know. I'm like 55 bear, 45 bull today, but it's so consolidating that it doesn't feel tradable to me. But I'll tell you this, okay? Let me leave you with a quick target if you're looking for like if oh my gosh. All right. Ready for this? If I was gonna go ballsy on a trade and I thought we were going to break out to the upside, I'd go 510, right? So if you want to call options to the upside, you go 510. Calls, day, 510, YOLO. It's 40 cents right now. The goal is this sucker closes at 511. You turn that into a double and a half. That's the ideal. Maybe even more if you can rally and break out. But I actually think there's a greater chance if you want to do puts, slightly though. I'm not so convinced of it. If you decide to go puts, let's zoom out on this a little bit. I would probably go for if we go negative here, I think we could potentially go negative by 1%. So if we go negative, 508 times 99 is 503. I'm going to want a buffer. I'd probably go for the 506ers. There's a lot of liquidity on these, and the spreads are really tight. You're talking about 1 penny spreads right here. 505 day Qs set a stop loss of 30% stop loss, and then set your trailing take profit. So if this ends up going up, I'd set a trailing take profit. That's how I'd be feeling. But I'm not so convinced. But this trend is making me more convinced that is tempting. Right there, that option 505. It's total lottery. This is a 0-day option. Is the highest risk thing you can touch, and it's out of the money. If you want to be a little safer, go to the 50, probably the 508, 509, 509 minus 190. That's only costing you 60 cents right now because you're in the money so much. 509 would be a lot safer. And, if you go down to 505, you'll still be at a double because that'll turn into $4. Yeah. I don't know. If y'all like that kind of option talk, I'm happy to put more in like the alpha reports or whatever. Or, whatever. Well, obviously, if I see trade ideas too, I'll send them in the course member area. But anyway, thank you. Leave me some comments. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye.